Hi, welcome to Miss Annette's Little Farm in the Big City. It's going to be hot. It's going to be really hot. That's why I'm outside so early. Usually I still have my pajamas on. But I'm watering all my plants and the grass in the garden, making sure that it's saturated. Then I've got to deal with animals and make sure that they're safe during this extreme weather. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to be taking care of the animals, making sure they have everything they need for this weather. First thing I did this morning, I watered everything. I want to make sure that my plants have plenty of water so they don't dehydrate during this heat. Water is really important on hot days like today, and I'm going to make sure that the animals have plenty of sources of water that are fresh and clean and cool. I'm going to put an extra thing of water in the goat chicken paddock. I'm going to put an extra thing of water in the chicken paddock. So everybody's going to have extra water. The pond was getting low. I'm adding some water to it. I want to make sure there's plenty of water for the bees. And the bees will land on different spots here. The duck pool to the shade off of the asphalt, so the ducks weren't constantly walking on hot asphalt to get to their pond. The pool's filled. It's only going to take a few minutes before those ducks make it a mess. This afternoon, when it really heats up, I'll probably dump it and put fresh water for them so that they can get in the water. I know. We're extra when it comes to the animals around here on the little farm, but that's okay. They deserve it. Heat can be really hard on a dog's paws. It's best to take your dog for a walk early before everything heats up. Brownie here is a high energy dog. He needs a lot of exercise. I'm going to take him for a walk before he has to keep the rest of the day inside. He's going to have to spend a lot of time inside today because it's going to be so hot, and there's a lot of asphalt here on the little farm, and I don't want him to burn his feet. Also, he's going to be going to the doggy daycare to hang out with some of his buddies. I want to make sure the barn is clean of any animal waste. Animal waste creates heat, and in a barn this size, which is really small compared to other barns, we don't want any extra heat. I'm going to be putting this box fan in the doorway to circulate air. I want to make sure that the barn is well dusted and clean so that there isn't any dust circulating, making the animals sick. Lucky for us, when Mr. Steve built the barn, he added electricity. Our barn is ventilated. The roof is not enclosed. There's a space here on the roof. And we have windows, and the doors at night are closed with gates, not a solid wood door. So there is some ventilation in the barn. But during a heat event like today, we want to make sure we pull out all the stops for our little animals. Hi, Leche. The hive can get pretty hot. It's not shaded at all, and I want to make sure there's plenty of ventilation. I put this stick here to help ventilate the hive during this extreme heat event. I want to get the ducks a little more ventilation in the duck coop. So I'm going to insert this. I want them to have ventilation, but I don't want them to get out during the night. Our birds on the little farm are very vulnerable. We get coyotes, we get raccoons, we get possums, we get foxes, we get all kinds of predators in the city. Even when it's hot, it's safer for them to be in a hot coop than it is for them to be roaming around the yard. Let's see if this works. I'm just going to place this up against here, and then I'm going to shut the door on top of it. And now they'll get some extra ventilation in the coop, but they'll still be safe. It's afternoon now, and I'm getting a snack ready for the animals. Usually I give the animals in the afternoon, I give them some grain. Today, however, I'm going to give them some watermelon and cucumbers. Watermelons and cucumbers are really good for you, especially in the hot weather, because they're almost all water, and it helps rehydrate, and it gives you something sweet. So I'm going to go ahead and chop this up and feed it to the animals. The goats and the chickens especially like the watermelon. I haven't found anything that the ducks like as much as the goats and the chickens like the watermelon and cucumbers. This is so good. I bought myself a honeydew melon, which is one of my favorites as well. This will help rehydrate the animals, give them a little snack, and get them moving around a little bit, because they've probably been laying around all day because of the heat. Something that's good for goats during hot weather is salt. So I'm going to hang some salt and see if the goats like it. This is some mineral salt. There we go. I think it's successful. I think I'm going to have to connect it better because the goats knocked it off already. But they do like it. backyard stays shaded almost all day. How's that watermelon? You'll say. There's that sun. Ducks. It was kind of a stressful day. I was a little worried about the animals, making sure that they were going to be okay. And it all worked out. It usually does. And it's usually not worth worrying about. Get a plan, put it in place, and everything will be okay. You know, it really means a lot to me that you stopped by today. It means a lot that you're subscribing, every once in a while hitting that like button. It just means so much to me. And each of you means something to me. I think about every time my subscriber number goes up or if I get a thumbs up, I think about you. And I think about you on the other side of this screen, watching me. It's an honor for you to be watching me. It really is. That you've taken the time. Time is one of the most precious gifts that we can give. And that you're giving me your time to watch what I'm doing here on the little farm. You're just as precious to me as these little animals are. Thank you for visiting Miss Annette's little farm in the big city. Make sure you get outside today, all right? Sunscreen and water and a hat. And we'll see you next time.